You like slow slide? Actually got interested in hip hop in a really early age. My dad had this gigantic CD collection, and I would go through it sometimes when no one else was around. And I found a couple albums, an LL Cool J album, and Will Smith's Big Willie Style, and I listened to Getting Jiggy with It like a million times as a little kid.
Except like longer. When I started learning music I started taking classical piano lessons back in the day. This is Chopin. I don't even remember how to play this thing.
Henry and I met actually all the way back in first grade. I can't really remember what life was like before being friends with Henry Donato.
I've known JC for a long, long time, back in elementary school.
I think the overarching theme of John Chick in the Class is feel good, like being happy, and then humor, and just like the fact that you can incorporate humor into every aspect. Oh, my phone's ringing. Sorry. I think the overarching theme of John Chick in the Class is to not care what people think, and to I think the overarching theme of John Chick in the Class is just not give a crap.
That's a good answer, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Henry, what is your takeaway from the show?
Takeaway from the show, be in high school and play flippin' incredibly technical loud rock music. That's what it takes to get success.
Got nowhere to go, whoa, but the music still got us like, whoa, got our heads kinda nodding like, whoa, and the whole crowd's rocking like, whoa.
The overarching theme I'd say is joy. I want people to be happy with who they are, and I think like we were talking about earlier, how Christ influences our message directly is, I think, in the way of like being content, being happy in that Christ has died for us. Christ has freed us from sin. We don't have to worry about what other people think about us. We don't have to. Worries of this world will pass away, and I think the biggest thing we want to convey to people is that life can be tough sometimes. A couple of our songs mention, just the struggles of being a human being, and coming out on the other end saying like, but I love it. I love living.
I definitely also ruined my appetite with this.
Yeah.
This honey. I didn't think we were gonna make a big stop, so I don't think I've ever been to the calamari.
Really?
Calamari.
It's huge. I just want to take a second
welcome
to
to
shout out
Wisconsin
beefy 5-layer burritos from Taco Bell.
I've been to Noah's Ark.
They're getting me through this tour in a way that only beefy 5-layer burritos can, with a sense of regret and more bathroom breaks than usual. Thank you, beefy 5-layer burritos from Taco Bell. Thank you. It's amazing. I love being married. I don't think that John Chick in the Class would be what it is without the creativity and the insight that my wife brings to the table. She encourages me so much. My wife helps me write my music. I run by lyrics with her. I ask her what to wear before our shows, everything. She's always at our merch table selling stuff. She's helping make things look cool, and married life is great. Challenges of married life? I think the weight of realizing that every single decision you make affects somebody else's life directly. Like it's not just my choices now. The choices I make are also what my wife will be living with. So me choosing to drop out of school and try to become a rapper, that is a decision that my wife and I had to make together, because that's a decision that affects her equally as it affects me. So you can't just up and leave and do whatever. You have to consult with the person you love the most before you do things. Yeah. Hey, what's up guys? We just finished the last show on our tour, and you know, it's kind of crazy being a rock star. You know, the after parties are crazy. Today's after party includes Henry and I sharing this fold-out bed together as two grown men. That's how wild it gets with John Chuck in the class. Over and out.
You can't minimize the aspect of joy in making music and creating music, and music is a very social thing, so being around other people and the joy of making friends. And
you know, being a believer and understanding that this world isn't our own, that we're not of this world. Whenever I write something, I have that mindset because it's who I am. My identity is in Christ. And so I believe that music should be genuine, and it should be exactly who you are. And if I'm a believer, then my music is going to reflect that naturally.
I think that, you know, being Christians and believing in the freedom that I was talking about earlier through Christ is an influence on how we convey our message of, like, this is what life is. This is, you know, life can be joyful. You can have fun.
Just loading up the van like we do every single day and night of our lives. Mac, if you could just summarize this evening in a few words, what would it be?
A few words.
Yeah.
Dope local bands, shred everything.
Dope local bands, shred everything.
That's what.
When you're writing music and you know it's bigger than just yourself, the business meetings and the paychecks and how far you have to drive for a gig, like, it doesn't matter anymore, because you know that the conversations you'll be able to have with people, the impact that you'll be able to have with people, the fact that you're not just doing it for yourself and you're working for something bigger, it drives everything. And so instead of getting burnt out, you just go harder.
There are a great many young people in the school, Jim. Each is an individual, but in one important way, they're all alike. They're all growing up.
Is that the problem, Mr. Edmonds?
Yes, growing up is a problem. Because, well, I remember one time I watched some of the boys play ball. You've probably seen it too. The boys were all about your age. In years, they're young men. But sometimes in their behavior,
They act like children?
that's it.
Why can't I act my age, eh?
That's what I'd like to know, Jim. When you see a child do the same thing, you think, oh, well, he'll grow up sometime. So the question is, why does he still behave as a child? Why doesn't he grow up? sort of behavior we call an infantile reaction.
Well, whatever it is, it spoils the game for others.